Hello, and welcome to Star Arts Education video podcast studio here in downtown Gilroy. My name is Marilyn Abad Cardinale, and I am delighted. I'm delighted because we have a very special guest on our show today. But before I do that, I want to tell you, we are socially distanced. I've had my 2 shots. We have all kinds of PPE materials here, hand wipes, and we've all checked our temperatures and we're all good. So in STAR, we want everybody to be safe in body, mind, and spirit. There have been some horrible incidents where some of our Asian aunts, uncles, mothers, grandmothers have been attacked, which brings a sadness. There has been a group of artists, Asian artists, who have gathered together to address anti-Asian hate strategies. And we would like to present one of those segments to you.
We're living at a time when humanity matters most. Even though we're physically apart, we must all come together as one.
Yes, we're worried about our health, our loved ones, job prospects, our nation.
It's a scary time, but we can't let fear turn into hate.
Far too many people are using this crisis as an excuse to forget reason and embrace racism.
Asian Americans have been the victims of verbal and physical harassment during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Law enforcement has recorded a surge in hate crimes aimed at our community.
Families have been shunned, businesses vandalized.
People attacked on public transportation and children bullied and called hurtful names.
Can you imagine what it's like to face this kind of behavior at a time like this?
That's what many of us across America are dealing with during this crisis.
And the number of incidents, they will rise, I'm afraid so.
We must all stop the stigma. We must all stop the xenophobia. We must all stop the hate.
This crisis has revealed some of our strengths.
Communities virtually coming together to raise money, feed people, lift spirits up.
So let's make sure ending this behavior becomes one of our strengths. Stand up against racism when we see it.
Support local Asian American business owners. Take care of your neighbors. We will get through this with empathy, care, and love of our fellow man, woman, and child.
As members of SAG-AFTRA and as Americans, we know our strength is in our diversity.
We are always
Stronger
Together.
STAR is committed to having everyone that we are involved with, our families, the youth who are in our program, we are committed to having them feel safe in body, mind, and spirit. It is guiding light. During the pandemic, we've done virtual programming, virtual shows, but today I have a very special guest in our studio. Her name is Samantha Wu. Thank you, Samantha, for being here with us today.
Oh yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Samantha has a long history with STAR, and I would like her to give us a little bit of what that history has been.
Yeah, I've been with STAR since I was 8 years old. My first show with STAR was the Annie Jr. show. I think, the orphan Duffy. It was just such a great experience, even from the first show. I could definitely see the sense of community and just the spirit of fun and just being together and just having a lot of fun through everything that we do. And that's why I kept going with STAR for another few years, and I enjoyed every show that I was in. I was Jasmine in the Aladdin Jr. show, Rafiki in The Lion King, and those experiences were just absolutely priceless, and I had so many wonderful memories from those.
So you were 8 years old when you first came to STAR.
Yep.
How old are you today?
I'm 15 years old now.
You're 15, so where do you go to school now?
Oh yeah, I'm a freshman at Valley Christian High School.
we had a conversation about a club that you've started today at the Valley Christian. Can you tell us a little bit about that club?
Yeah, I started the Diversity Matters Club at my school in light of all the recent events that have been going on, such as the Black Lives Matter movement. I really wanted to create a space where, because I noticed a lot of high school students, they were like hashtag activists, if you know what I mean. They would post on their stories on Instagram about different Black Lives Matter and like Blackout Tuesday, but I feel like a lot of them really wanted the opportunity to become more involved and really outreach to their community and have really meaningful discussions on this topic of racial reconciliation. So I really wanted to create the space for that. And I guess the goal of my club is, just put very simply, racial reconciliation. Because a lot of times we see a lot of division. We see a lot of students like just saying, I support the Black Lives Matter movement, but in their actions, they aren't. And I really wanted to create a place to discuss that and to work towards our common goal.
So how many young people do you have in your club?
We have around 15 consistent members in my club every week, and it's just been a joy getting to know them. We also have a large group of officers in my club. At the beginning of the year, when I was telling my ideas to a lot of people of all grades at my school and reaching out to people, there were some really passionate, amazing individuals who were so interested in helping me out with this club. And it's just been a pleasure getting to know them over this year and working with them to make this club happen.
That's wonderful. Can you give us some other examples of the work that your diversity club has been doing?
Yeah, other than having discussions throughout the year and getting to know each other, we've also, for each Heritage Month, we've been putting up posters, and specifically for Native American Heritage Month, we actually reached out to this organization called the Cheyenne River Youth Project, basically with the marginalized Native American community in that area, the Cheyenne River Reservation. That Cheyenne River Youth Project organization provides a safe place for those kids to come every day after school, giving them activities and growing vegetable gardens with them and just showing them a lot of love and care for those kids who are going through so much. And we really wanted to support this organization. So we started by making a website for a fundraiser, and we were actually, by the beginning of January, I believe, we were able to fundraise $1,100 plus for that organization, and that was just a really fun experience. And I was also able to reach out to one of the youth programs directors at this organization, and we were able, in the past few months, we've been starting some extracurricular activities online with the kids over there. There haven't been much kids signed up yet since it's a relatively new program. We've been having taekwondo classes, ballet classes, coding classes, because we involved our school robotics team. It's just been so fun seeing those kids developing that relationship with the teacher and just being so passionate about those activities. In the month of January, during Black History Month, our club was working with the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee at our school. And what we did was we put up posters throughout the campus of influential Black figures. And we also put up another poster that highlighted Black businesses. And we actually highlighted this Black coffee business, and we just wanted to really support the Black community, especially during these hard times during the pandemic. And it was just great to see students collectively, because it was not only our club who was making those posters. Our club branched out to just the student community who was just making those posters and putting them up on campus. It was great seeing everyone working together on that.
That's very important during the COVID piece, because it's sometimes when you're working online, you're in isolation, but it sounds like your club brought students together and collaborated with one another, which is so important. And I also see so much of your ability in using leadership skills to motivate kids to get things done. So very, very wonderful work. Thank you. Thank you. So your vision for the club includes, what do you see happening? What would you like to be the outcome for the club?
Yeah, my outcome would just be, I guess, racial reconciliation, getting to know, like spreading awareness on campus for each other's different ethnic backgrounds, celebrating our different ethnic backgrounds. Like throughout the year, we've been putting up posters around campus for different heritage months. For example, like for Hispanic Heritage Months, we put up a poster about the different Hispanic countries and just celebrating their culture and spreading awareness about that. And a lot of students told me that they were really uplifted by seeing those posters and seeing their culture celebrated in that way.
That is so important. I think that when we put the fact that other cultures we're different, right? But then we share a lot in common, right? And I think that the idea of reconciliation is just a beautiful idea, a way of bringing people together. And it sounds like that's one of your goals. You take joy in bringing people together and sharing culture. And I think through that we will get more understanding and more tolerance and more reconciliation and kind of erase the hate and the fear. I love the narrative the story that you are trying to tell. I think that it is important for those of us to support young voices. I love the fact also that you are encouraging creativity and art in this. And your art has been shared a lot in the theater, but your voice has been uplifting to us in many, many ways. So I wanted to also say that you have been quite a video creator, right? You've done some PSAs and tell us a little bit about that experience.
So my club is creating a video addressing the recent anti-Asian hate that's been going on in our community and our nation. And we really want to spread awareness and just collect the voices of teens in our area to just express our solidarity on this issue. And I actually made an instructional video to encourage teens to submit their individual videos for this project. So I guess we can play that video.
Yes, we are going to play the video that was created by Samantha, and we hope that some of you out there will submit your voices, because it's not only about her high school, it's about all schools. So we're reaching out to all of you teens out there to participate and support anti-Asian hate movement.
On January 28th of this year, in San Francisco, Visha Ratanapakdi, an elderly Thai man, was attacked and barreled to the ground in broad daylight by a 19-year-old suspect, and the elderly man soon died from injuries. A few months later, a 21-year-old man stormed into 3 Asian-run spas in Atlanta, Georgia, and shot and killed 8 women, 6 of whom were of Asian descent. With the growing Asian hate in our nation, we've witnessed many horrific attacks and even shootings against the Asian American community. Studies showed that Asian hate crimes spiked by 149% from 2019 to 2020. Now, more than ever, it is important that we as young people stand together in solidarity to put an end to this hate.
My name is Samantha Wu, and I'm putting together a video to stop hate against the Asian American Pacific Islander community. The video will include the opinions of teens, to spread awareness, and most importantly, to voice our solidarity as a student body to stop Asian hate.
If you'd like to join this fight against Asian hate, please record these 4 lines to be included in the video. 1. Your name. 2. The school that you go to. 3. The ethnic groups that you identify with. 4. And then say, I join the fight to stop Asian hate. Here are some examples.
My name is Samantha from Valley Christian High School. I am Asian American and I join the fight to stop Asian hate.
My name is Jasmine from Valley Christian Junior High. I'm a mixed Asian and I join the fight to stop Asian hate.
If you'd like to express more of your opinion on this topic of AAPI hate, here is a list of questions that you can choose from to talk more about. Please record your answers to these questions and send me the video. We would love to include more of your voice on this topic. Thank you for supporting the Asian American Pacific Islander community. Together, we stand to support and empower one another to carve a new path to truly reach our dream of love, respect, and racial reconciliation.
Thank you, Samantha. That's a wonderful video. We would like those of you who are watching to submit the answers to the questions that were posed in the video and send them to the email that is provided. Now, you are a budding filmmaker. I think you're going to do a lot to change the world for a better place. But we know that one of your great talents is your wonderful voice. We've reached out to you many times to come and sing the national anthem for us, and we have heard your voices in so many of the shows that you mentioned. So what we would like to do is now share a song. Could you tell us about the song that you are going to be sharing with us today?
Yeah, first I want to say it's always been a pleasure coming and singing with Star. And the song that we're going to play today is called God Help the Outcasts from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's one of my favorite songs, and I think it especially is so powerful right now in the midst of the recent Black Lives Matter movement and this rising anti-Asian hate. And I think this song really just talks about how we're all children of God, and that in that way we should all support each other and just stand up for each other. So I think it has a really powerful meaning that way.
You're so eloquent. Thank you very much. And now it's Star's great pleasure to present Samantha Wu singing God Help the Outcast.
I don't know if you can hear me, or if you're even
the poor and unlucky, the weak and the odd. I thought we all were the children of
Thank you so much for that song. Now, I know that there's a story behind what really inspired you to get behind working on the anti-Asian hate movement. Could you tell us about that?
Going all the way back to like what really gave me the idea of starting the Diversity Matters Club, because in the past I've never really been involved in civil rights, but this summer after the death of George Floyd, it was just so shocking to me to see what happens, and it was just so heartbreaking to see that video, as it was for so many people around the world. And as I saw like this beautiful thing of people just coming together and protesting this injustice of police brutality and calling for a change, I saw also a lot of people like on Instagram posting about the death of George Floyd and posting about these current issues. And I wanted to, as an artist, because I also love drawing, I've always loved drawing since I was little too, I wanted to just put down my thoughts on all these crazy things happening in the world in the form of art. So what I started drawing was this huge broken heart that really represented the heart of this nation at this point. It was just broken through all the things that happened in the past and what is happening right now. And I drew people of all different backgrounds and ages just coming together and fixing the heart, and through like love and acceptance, they were just mending the heart back together. And through drawing this picture, that is the thing that really gave me the idea of the need to start a club in my school that talks about these issues related to racial reconciliation.
Thank you so much, Samantha. That's beautiful. And it's very inspiring. And I know that this is going to be your world, and it's going to be such a more beautiful world with all of the thoughts and feelings that young people are feeling today, but they need to know that their voice is important. And I want you to know that. Thank you.
Like, I think the older generation's also doing a good job. Like, people like you are doing such a good job preparing this world for us too. And thank you so much for doing that.
I love this girl. What can I say? Thank you, Samantha. We'll have you here again, of course. We're going to do podcasts, right? Podcasts forever. Okay. Thank you. We just are delighted to have this time with you. Thank you for watching Star Arts Education. And remember, be safe out there. Safe in body, mind, and spirit.